Please remain standing for the national anthem. Senior Xander Sallows will be performing our national anthem. Xander, will you please come to the podium?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. In the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Xander. That was truly beautiful. Class and guests, please be seated. Welcome and good afternoon. My name is Amy Goldsmith, and as principal of Hillsdale High School, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 147th Hillsdale High School Commencement ceremony to celebrate the class of 2021. If you graduated, as I did, from Hillsdale High School, would you please stand? The class you see sitting before you is ready to join you as alumni today. Thank you. Before we honor our graduates, I would like to thank all the individuals and groups who made this beautiful ceremony possible. To the custodial and maintenance staff for preparing the grounds, building the custom stage, and cleaning and preparing the stadium to look as nice as it does. I'd like to thank Christina Bernard, our secretary, Sue Postal and Karen Roselle, our school success workers, Mr. David Pratt, our dean of students, Michelle Milnes, our academic counselor, all for their endless help and effort with organizing and planning for this afternoon and countless other events throughout the year. Please join me in thanking these individuals. Also here and throughout the audience is another special group of people, the teachers. Teachers, please stand and be recognized at this time. Thank you. Graduates, their hard work and dedication, their talent and expertise will serve you well and has helped you develop the skills and knowledge necessary to succeed. Teachers, thank you for your tireless dedication and offering so much to these young people. At this time, would any Hillsdale Community School employee in the audience please also stand and be recognized? Thank you. And now, to you, the families and friends of the class of 2021, today we celebrate the success of these young people. You've watched them grow and develop and shared in their success. We thank you for allowing us to have the opportunity to join you in molding and shaping them into well-prepared, confident young adults. And to the class of 2021, today we honor and celebrate your commencement. Thank you for what you have done for your parents, school, and community. And on a personal note, thank you for allowing me to be a small part of your high school and graduation experience. It has been our pleasure to see you mature and develop over the past 4 years. In the classroom, on the sports field, and engaged in the community, you have exemplified what it is to be leaders and individuals with integrity. With the many successes you've experienced at Hillsdale Community Schools, I am confident that you are destined to achieve even greater things in the next part of your journey. Good luck, and I do wish you the best life has to offer. At this time, I would like to introduce the class advisor, Mrs. Paula Kreitz, to present the class of 2021.
To the class of 2021, graduation is an exciting time. It's both an ending and a beginning. Take with you the many memories and accomplishments as a Hillsdale Hornet. It's been a pleasure to be your class advisor. I'm wishing you much success as you pursue your dreams and future goals. When I call your name, please stand. Recognition of class officers. President Grace Vondra. Vice President Haley Granada. And Treasurer Sarah Korn. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Kreitz. It is now my pleasure to introduce Michelle Mills, academic counselor, to recognize this year's foreign exchange students.
Good afternoon. I'd like to recognize 3 students that we were lucky enough to have with us this year, and it's always difficult when the year ends. They have become friends with so many people, and we will miss having you in our school. If you could please stand. Ricardo Nieto, Javier Sagaceta, Napath Tangprapa. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Ms. Mills. At this time, I would like to recognize this year's honor students. These students have maintained a cumulative 3.5 or above grade point average throughout their high school careers. Please stand to be recognized when I call your name and remain standing. Brett Adams, Gabriel Alley, Brendan Baer, Lauren Bowles, Briley Boyd, Megan Bradley, Kaylin Brooklander, Christopher Butters, Adam Felix, Michael Fletcher, Abigail Gilbert, Lainey Good, Haley Granada, Martin Hall, Jasmine Hampton, Sarah Korn, Luke Kornack, Ashlyn Luke, Carissa Manifold, Cole McCavitt, Samantha Nichols, Caitlin Paradine, Samuel Sallows, Blake Schaffner, Madison Semler, Emily Sober, Cody Sprunger, Shelby Stuchel, Leilani Tanner, and Brock Woodard. Congratulations on your academic success. I would also like to recognize our salutatorians, Lydia Bonjanor and Sydney White. Would you please also stand? Congratulations to these two young ladies on their success. You may be seated. Thank you. What a class of exceptional success. Valedictorians, I'm pleased to bring to the stage this year's valedictorians. They have chosen to write a combined speech for today's ceremony. Please come forward. Kyler Bautista, Karis Dice, Melanie Faust, Rebecca Galloway, John Meyer, Nathaniel Miller, Ashley Rushing, Grace Schreffler, Gabriella Springer, Elizabeth Turner, Grace Vondra, and Logan Wagler.
Good afternoon. My name is Ella Springer, and I have the pleasure of opening today. I am proud to be standing here with my fellow valedictorians and classmates. This is it. Graduation. We have arrived at this bittersweet moment. It may feel like the end, and it is, but it is only the end of a chapter. While some of us are grieving the loss of a happy 4 years, some ready to escape, and some hesitant for what lies ahead, we are all paused at this moment in time to recollect the past 4 years and the growth felt by all. As we move on from this collective chapter of high school to the individuality of adulthood and all the possibilities it holds, we will never forget the small moments of laughter, challenge, and sometimes pain that have developed us into the young adults we are today, ready to go out into the world and begin life. We are venturing into a time of constant change and growth where the only sense of normalcy will come from an acceptance of the unknown and changing. But for now, we are gathered to take a moment to look back, to celebrate, and to appreciate all the moments that have brought us to where we are today. Let me introduce my fellow speakers, Grace Schreffler, Grace Vondra, Kyler Bautista, Logan Wagler, Ashley Rushing, Nathaniel Miller, Melanie Faust, Rebecca Galloway, Elizabeth Turner, and John Meyer. Please welcome them to remember, thank, and inspire my fellow graduates and high school students. Please welcome Grace Schreffler. As we receive our diplomas today, we can't help but look back at the last 13 years of our educational journey that have led us up to this moment. Some of us have been Hornets since the beginning, starting our journey as one of the last kindergarten classes to attend mock, then going to Bailey, moving to Geyer, returning to Bailey again, heading to Davis, and finally ending here at HHS. Others may have started out as Cougars, Comets, Wildcats, or Rams, but we are all celebrating here today as Hornets. This is a time when each of us look forward to our futures and exciting new beginnings, but we also reflect on the past that has made us who we are now. No matter what year you came to Hillsdale, there were countless memories made and friendships formed here that we can look back on and always cherish. As we leave HHS, we get to take these special memories with us. We'll remember our field trips, the Henry Ford Museum, Camp Machindo, Kimball Camp, the Air Zoo, and all of our elementary field days. Our Student of the Month assemblies at Davis, homecoming, Spirit Week competitions, decision day, or going to the big game.
But most of all, we'll remember the friends we've made along the way and people who have made an impact on our lives. Each of these memories have helped us develop into who we are today as individuals, friends, and the class of 2021.
As we gather here today, I am proud to be surrounded by such a great group of individuals. As a class, we have been through so much, but it is because of what we have gone through that we are stronger. The class of 2021 has made an impact at each level during our school experience, selling thousands of sub sandwiches during elementary school, launching the Middle Level Business Professionals of America at Davis Middle School, and participating in multiple academic all-state teams, Key Club, esports, robotics, marching band, Outrageous, and the many, many other extracurricular activities. We rose the bar time and time again. We grew together, pushing each other to do better and to be better. We made a memorable impact within our school community. We strove in service, athletics, and academics, leaving behind positive accomplishments. The profile for the Hillsdale High School class of 2021 is hard work, dedication, intelligence, and resilience. With 10 athletic commits, 5 national business competitors, a robotics team that made the world competition, and 42 students graduating with honors, and so much more. We left our mark on the school. Not only are we a class to remember for the school, we will be a class to remember for one another. All the laughs, memories, and experiences will stay with us. We are graduating, ending a successful chapter of our lives. However, we are not yet done. It is now time to take our talents out into the world, knowing that we are and always will be the Hillsdale High School class of 2021.
Classmates, here we are. As we turn the corner to embark on the next 4 years, we cannot forget about how and who got us here. We are able to share this stage today, not only because of the substructure that was created by our staff and community. Educators, you equipped us with an arsenal of knowledge that we will cherish for the rest of our lives. We appreciate all of you putting in the extra hours for our sake by running the Hive, making school enjoyable, and ensuring every student's success. You have made immeasurable impacts on our class. Contrary to popular belief, our beloved staff does not actually live at the school. They are cherished members of our community, and they contribute to the atmosphere we experience when not in the classroom. This community, along with our teachers, has helped to fund our education, taught us countless life lessons, and watched over us every step of the way. Our community gave a lot of us jobs, scholarships, but most importantly, they provided us with a constant source of love and support. So, as you turn your tassel, do not forget about the individuals who carried us here. Seniors, let's celebrate. Because in the words of the great comedian Nicole Byer and the even greater Mr. Nicholas Tucker, you're done.
A short 4 years ago, I had just completed my first two-a-day football practice. I was tired, thirsty, and ready to go home, knowing that I had to wake up at 5:30 the next morning to do it all over again. And trust me, there is nothing that wakes you up more in the morning than getting yelled at 6:30. But before we walked down off the hill, Coach Lemron said something that stuck with me for these past 4 years. High school is like a train. You're on it for 4 short years, and then you get off. And you are replaced by young freshmen like some of you are right now. So make the most of what time you have here. Don't get off the train looking back and wishing you had done more. And here we are, 4 years later, ready to get off this train and hop on a new one. But before we all take our separate trains, take a second to remember all the long hours spent at practice, in the weight room, and even the extra hours that you might have put in on your own time. And take a second to remember and thank the coaches and mentors that you have had, and how they have shaped you into the person that you are today. The extracurricular programs here at Hillsdale High School are the best around. We should be thankful for that, as they have helped many of us develop memories that we will never forget.
Every student has heard it at least once. School is family. I'd like to switch that around today and say that yes, school is family, but family is also school. Here comes the joke. Yeah, my dad is one of my teachers, but that's not what I mean. School is there to help you learn how to solve exponential equations and how to identify the meter of a poem. Families are here to teach us the things that school doesn't quite have the time to get to. There's the basic stuff like cooking, cleaning, and so on, but most importantly, our families teach us abstract skills required for making new friends, starting a family of our own, and overall learning how to love the people around us. And if we can't figure out how to love them, well, our families teach us how to deal with that too. Arguing with your siblings about whether or not you need to poke holes in potatoes before baking them is just an excuse to say, I was learning real-life debate skills. Being embarrassed by your dad saying, fat cats go down alleys eating babies, which is a musical acronym he made up on the spot, is a gateway to acquiring humility, which may be an important aspect of future interactions. Even that time your mom wanted to help you find note cards for your project, but ended up getting distracted by toy marshmallow shooter was a learning experience. You need to work hard, but you can have fun along the way. I think we should keep these instances in mind as many of us move on to new chapters in our lives that may or may not include our families, and we should remember that school taught us math, but family taught us how to love and be annoyed. Let's thank our educators, our faculty, Mr. Vondra, Mrs. Goldsmith, but most importantly, our families.
All right, so having one teacher as a parent is kind of rough, but imagine two. Both my parents used to teach at East Jackson, and so I had it a little bit different. You know, my mom never really dropped me off at school. My dad never picked me up from practice. And so I relied a lot on my grandparents. I went to their house every day after school. And you know what? Every day, my grandma told me I needed to get my homework done before I did anything else. Sometimes my brothers and I, we'd try and sneak out back in the backyard and play. No. We'd hear from my grandma from the other side of the house, hey, what are you boys doing? You better get your homework done before you go out inside and play. We'd be watching TV, and we were smart. We'd keep the volume down. But my grandma would still hear it, and hey, what are you boys doing? You better get your homework done before you play. And you know what? I never realized what she was teaching me. She was teaching me that I needed to get my work done before I play. I needed to get the things that I needed to get done so I can do the things that I wanted to do. I needed to get the things done that I wanted to do so that I can go out and play. I wanted the education. I wanted to stand up here. I wanted to graduate. And you know what? I'm thankful for that. Those hidden lessons that my grandma taught me made me who I am today. It made us. And so thank your parents. Thank for the people that came out here to support you. For all the hidden lessons that they taught you, that made you. Thank them today when you're taking pictures. Thank them during your open houses. Thank them on the ride home. Thank the people that came out here to support you. Thank you.
No one is born with resilience. Instead, resilience is a muscle that can be stretched and built. With time and trials throughout our lives, We gain the strength to be resilient as we face the many uncertainties that come with growing to adulthood. The resiliency that all of us as students have shown over the past year has proven that we are capable and eager to take on unforeseen challenges with might and perseverance. To my underclassmen, I give the advice to make the most of every opportunity that is provided to you, to learn, to grow, and to develop your passions. Indulge in the academics and extracurricular activities that Hillsdale High School provides to enrich each one of its students and to foster unique individuals. Although you may face challenges throughout your high school career, you will gain tremendous strength with each ordeal. It is through exploring your interests and striving in academics that you will gain the resiliency that will serve you in any path in life you choose to take. I'm excited and eager to see what my fellow Hornets accomplish, and to the future graduating classes of Hillsdale High School, remember, exercise your resilience muscle.
Until you're actually graduating, you think you have all the time world and left high school. It goes by slowly in the moment, but suddenly, without warning, it's over. As a freshman, you're not worried about getting into colleges or what you want to do with your life, but that doesn't mean your actions won't affect these things in the future. When I was a freshman, one of my friends, a junior at the time, told me, I wish I would have taken my freshman year classes more seriously, because now I have to work so much harder to improve my GPA. My advice to underclassmen would be, give yourself a good start and do the things your future self would thank you for. Get out of your comfort zone. Get involved in something. Even if sports aren't your thing, join a club. I was nervous about putting myself out there when I came to Hillsdale, but taking the leap to get involved completely changed who I am. There are so many things that I told myself at the time I couldn't do. My freshman year, I couldn't have imagined myself speaking at a podium in front of this many people, but high school gave me so many opportunities to overcome my fears and become a leader. Take advantage of every opportunity you get, because you don't have to do things perfectly in high school. You just have to learn and improve. Your time here is about progress, not perfection. Your teachers want you to succeed. Just be nice and understanding, and they will help you with anything you're dealing with, even things you're dealing with outside the classroom. Make the most of your time here. Your future self will thank you.
At the end of life, what really matters is not what we bought, but what we built. Not what we got, but what we shared. Not our competence, but our character. And not our success, but our significance. Live a life that matters. Live a life of love. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for joining us today to celebrate the end of this chapter in life. Although this one is coming to a close, we are beginning anew, each one of us embarking on an individual journey into an unknown future. Some of us have chosen to pursue a trade, working with our hands to make, create, and restore. Others of us have decided to continue our paths in scholarship and build off of the knowledge we currently possess and to use it in a desired field. Others still have chosen to take up the uniform of a noble protector, guarding what we have and fighting for what's right. Now we stand at a crossroads in which our paths diverge. One thing we all have in common is both the excitement and the anticipation of what is yet to come. In this state, we must ask ourselves, what do I want my life to look like, and who do I want to become? For me, my future hope is found in my relationship with Christ. By trusting in Him and choosing to live a life dedicated to bringing Him and His kingdom glory, I can be confident that what I'm that I am living a life with both purpose and meaning. My identity is found by what God says, and who I want to become is laid out in Scripture. James 4:14 says, "Yet you do not know what tomorrow brings. What is your life? For you are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes." Among this time of celebration, I believe it is important to remember that we are finite creatures, because in doing so, it can motivate us to seize every opportunity. While our lives are limited, our potential doesn't have to be. Psalm 139:14 says that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, meaning that each of us has an intrinsic value and purpose on this earth. We are all here for a reason, and it is up to us to take the initiative to find it. Whether we want to admit it or not one of us can be certain of how our lives will unfold, but we do know that trials will come. The reality of this is that we face an unpredictable future, and while we are making all these plans to prepare, ultimately none of us are promised tomorrow, making it all the more important to make today count. We have one life to live, so make it a good one.
Oh, come on. Well, I can wing it, but
Improv.
thank you. So mine is not actually here anyway. Oh, no, here it is. Okay. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure the most memorable speech I could make right here would be if I just kind of stopped because it's hot, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to do that, so I'm going to try to be quick. My classmates have spent a lot of time praising the experience we had here in high school and the teachers that made it possible. And rightly so. Our class should be incredibly grateful for all those who made our experience possible. As we wrap up our high school career, though, it's important to remember that high school is not the end. In other words, our good experiences in high school aren't worth all that much if our lives after high school are not directed towards higher and better things. So now this may sound like a lot of pressure. Life is at least presumably difficult. I'm only 18. And it's hard to know if one is prepared to live a fulfilling life. I know that I'm personally intimidated by the road ahead. But while we should be aware of the difficulties ahead, we shouldn't be intimidated because of the formation we got here at Hillsdale High. Anyone who took a class with Mr. Tucker learned useful mathematical and analytical skills, but also learned about the virtues of patience and kindness. Anyone who took a class with Mrs. Eggleston or was a part of BPA learned useful professional skills, but also learned how to tirelessly advocate for the causes that you believe in. Anyone who took a class with Ms. Farmer learned how to write and analyze texts well, but also learned the values of high standards and creativity. And anyone who took a class with Mr. Kirby learned, or at least should have learned, that toughness goes a long way in a world marked by challenges. I could go on for a while and praise the other teachers and coaches who made our experience possible, but now I'll stop because I don't want to be that long. So the message remains. We have the tools, now it's time to go out and use them. Let's use the gifts that we got at Hillsdale High School to make our families, communities, and country better. Good luck, underclassmen, and good luck, graduating seniors. Thank you.
Let's give them another round of applause, please. At this time, it is my honor to introduce our commencement speaker, Jana Scott Tarman, who has pre-recorded her address. Jana Scott Tarman is a Hillsdale native and a 1995 graduate of Hillsdale High School. Jana is a senior counterintelligence officer in the Defense Intelligence Agency with a bachelor's degree from the University of Michigan and a Juris Doctorate degree from George Washington University Law School. She additionally studied international law at Oxford University in England. Jana has received multiple national and agency-level team awards for the protection of the U.S. critical infrastructure and the national defense supply chain. She was the 2017 recipient of the Intelligence and National Security Alliance Intelligent Community Mentorship Award. On September 11th of 2001, Jana was in her final year at law school, having just finished a summer internship at the Pentagon. Upon hearing of the attack, Jana skipped school to volunteer as an emergency medical technician, becoming one of only a few exterior first responders to know the Pentagon layout and save lives. Jana committed to a career in national defense and the Defense Intelligence Agency, specifically that same evening.
For like no class before you in 100 years, you didn't have the liberty to wait till today. Long ago, this community built a brick school to protect you from the elements.
Mr. Plow.
Class of 2021, you will mark today with a diploma and a job well done. But unlike classes of years past, today is not the day. Class of 2021, you will mark today with a diploma and a job well done. But unlike classes of years past, today is not the day you will mark as the start of your real life. Today is not the day you will begin to face true hardship. For like no class before you in 100 years, you didn't have the liberty to wait till today. Long ago, this community built a brick school to protect you from the elements. Your teachers and administrators established practices to protect you from intruders. Your nation spent billions to protect your air, sea, and land. And your parents spent your entire lives protecting you from wall sockets and cars, wild animals, and fire. And yet all of these protections meant far too little when the threat came to your senior high school years in increments of 0.1 micrometers. And in the genius beta coronavirus. I graduated from Hillsdale High School in 1995. Unlike your class, I had the luxury to wait to see real fear. I was able to wait to feel true need and to fight true hardship. I had 6 years after graduation before I felt the earth shake on September 11th, 2001. You felt it shake before finishing even your junior year, and it has left me in awe of you. Class of 2021, you had the choice to cower. You had the choice to say, the young survive this virus, so let the old fend for themselves. You had the choice to complain and sulk through your last and broken year of school. You chose otherwise. As a class, you chose to earn enough from chocolate sales to donate nearly 700 holiday gifts to low-income families in this community. That's 700 kids who will forever remember this year as the Christmas with COVID-19, but were spared from remembering it as the year with no gift. You held food drives, gathering over 2,000 cans for food banks who were facing record-breaking need. Your local nursing home was devastated by this virus. You recognized its walls to be filled not by nameless numbers, but the very people who built and prepared and sustained this town for your parents and now for you, and you flooded that nursing home with cards and notes and good cheer long after its doors were closed for safety. You used your tech skills to help those without, offering services to the blind through virtual apps and scheduling vaccine appointments for those without online access. And as the virus tempo and health guidelines and safety procedures kept changing and the treachery of this virus raged on, you kept going even when much of the world froze. Class of 2021, you didn't wait for today and this graduation to become our next greatest generation. That moment passed without acknowledgement months ago. It came the day you passed out your first lunch to a hungry kid with a closed school. It came the day you volunteered at the vaccine clinic to monitor our at-risk population, and it came the day you collected that one extra food can and provided that one last gift under a Christmas tree. Saying congratulations to the class of 2021 seems so inadequate. So instead, I'll say thank you. Thank you. We are in good hands with you.
sometimes grow stronger as a person through these experiences. For success is not a destination. It is, in fact, a journey. You will soon go off to enter the adult working world. Some of you are going to serve our country in the armed forces. You're going to continue on into higher educational pursuits. You do, in fact, represent the future of this community, a part of our country, and our bigger world. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we do celebrate the class of 2021. Congratulations to you. It's a great day to be a Hornet.
Thank you, Mr. Vondra. At this time, Ms. Susan Postal will present the class of 2021 to receive their diplomas. Please give us a moment when I'm done reading here to move the podium so that the cameras will have a better view of the graduates. We have 4 photographers who will be taking photos and uploading them for your access free of charge after the ceremony. For safety reasons, we do ask that families remain in the bleachers today. Our photographers and videographers will take care of the photos. At the conclusion of the ceremony, do please feel free to use the stage for family photos. Mrs. Postal? And graduates, as you rise row by row, please remain standing until the last graduate in your row has received their diploma.
Brett Adams. Cody Adams. Gabriel Alley. Kyler Bautista. Brendan Bayer. Alexis Speech. Corbin Beach. Zaire Bernard. Lydia Bonjour. Lauren Bowles. Riley Boyd. Megan Bradley. Kaylin Brooklander. Zoe Brosamali. Parker Brown. Christopher Butters. Jarek Calvin. Kylie Cardinelli. Max Center, Andrew Champion. Jacqueline Chavarria. Benjamin Cleveland. Jenna Cole. Karis Dice. Micaiah Donahue. Damian Duke. Kiana Elliott. Okay, you guys can be seated. Next row. Adam Felix. Michael Fletcher. Ashton Forant. Melanie Faust. Blake Frank. Jordan Frank. Rebecca Galloway. Abigail Gilbert. Hunter Gingrich. Laney Good. Haley Granada. Jada Hackworth. Martin Hall. Jasmine Hampton. Kylie Hasenzall. Riley Herr. Aiden Hudson. Charles Johnson. Juliana Kaiser. Garrett Kempa. Cyrus Cope. Sarah Korn. Luke Kornak. Cody Lunchkowski. Thomas Lorenz. Ashlyn Luke. John Meyer. Carissa Manifold. Kelsey McCarty. Cole McCavitt. Blaze Miller. Jordan Miller. Logan Miller. Nathaniel Miller. Caleb Moon. Samuel Murdoch. Samantha Nichols. Jade O'Brien. Caitlin Paradine. Spencer Parker. Edward Patterson. Brittany Phillips. Chris Piedra Verde. Robert Pitson. Ryan Price. Grace Ricketts. Ashley Rushing. Xander Sallows. Blake Schaffner. Madison Semler. Nicole Sr. Grace Schruffler. Joel Sizemore. Clayton Smith. Emily Silver. Gabriella Springer. Cody Sprunger. Janice Streck. Shelby Stuchel. Drake Swafford. Christopher Tackett. Leilani Tanner. Elizabeth Turner. Corbin Van Camp. Grace Bondra. Logan Wagler. Blake Wainscott. Sydney White. Brock Woodard. Tyra Wortham. Charles Young. Ricardo Nieto. Javier Sagaceto. Napath Tengpropa.
For the confirmation of graduation, Mr. Sean Vondra. Graduates, will you please rise?
All right, here's the moment. The tassel turning ceremony signifies a transition in your life from student to graduate. Ladies and gentlemen, Hillsdale Community Schools is proud to present the class of 2021. By the power vested in me from the state of Michigan, and with authority from the Hillsdale Community Schools Board of Education, graduates, you may turn your tassels from the right to the left, signifying your graduation. Congratulations.
Graduates, congratulations. Families, let's give them a big, big round of applause. Thank you. Graduates, you are reminded to pick up your full graduation packets. Graduate has left the field. First row, you can start. Second row, you can fill in immediately following.